Hey, this little video recording is going to be of how to take a minor league baseball logo and make it your own. To make your own fun sports team logo. All right, so I'm just going to go to my desktop here, and I've got a logo here of the Fresno Grizzlies. I just wanted to open this up just so I've got it to use as a base. Now, if you look at this, it has a fun stroke that goes all around. So the line that goes around things is called a stroke. So this white line around Grizzlies, that's a stroke. This around the baseball is called a stroke, okay? And you can make it different variances or different sizes, all right? And then they've got this bear here, and the stroke goes all the way around the whole thing too. They've added a trademark, so you know these logos are very well done. Looks like this is like the bottom of a home base, home plate. So the whole thing kind of maybe is a home plate. So they made it in a triangle symmetrical look. So kind of fun. So we're going to use that as a base. All right. So what you want to do is you want to go to File and New, and you want to make a large enough piece of paper. Let's make a 10 by 10 inch piece of paper with always 300 resolution, because you never know if you're going to print it or not. And printing is 300 is a base or default for resolution for printing. And so I'm going to call this the I want to find a small town maybe that would never have a baseball team, a minor league baseball team, and so I'm gonna I shouldn't say never, but probably not. So I'm gonna call this Spencer, because there's a little town in Spencer, Idaho, with about 5 people live there year round that I like, and so one of my aunts lived there. So I'm gonna call this Spencer, Idaho. And it's going to be the Ducks. All right. So go ahead and name it and hit OK, and you've got a piece of paper. Now, what you want to do is you want to take this logo, and we're going to mimic this, but put a duck in it, and even change the name and put Spencer and then Ducks here. Okay. So drag it over. Now it's going to be quite small because it's just off the internet. We can just go ahead and minimize this or throw it away there. And we're going to take this logo and hit Command T, hold down Shift, and make it so big here. Now it's going to be quite pixelated. Photoshop will clean it up a little bit. This is going to be in the background. So I'm going to take my layer here, right here, and we're going to turn the opacity down so it's just a working copy back here. So we're going to rebuild things. We need it in the background, all right? And sometimes we'll turn it off by using this eyeball to turn it off and on. This is so you can see the layer or not, okay? So we're going to sometimes turn it off as well. We're going to build new layers, and everybody knows how to make a new layer, I think, but just right down here next to the trash can, a new layer. And we're going to use our character toggle here to make our type fonts, all right? So the first thing you want to do is put in well, first off, I want to find a duck, a really fun, like mean-looking duck, and maybe some bats. So I'm going to go to the internet here, and I'm just going to type in window here, and I'm going to type in Google. Okay, so this is Google Mighty Ducks. So I'm just going to find a fun duck to play with here. Now you're going to see the Anaheim Mighty Ducks there. They've got some fun ones here, and that's a hockey team. So when I put Mighty in there, we get a lot of ducks that way. So let's just put this. I'm just going to put duck clip art. And there's a lot of fun rubber duck. And this might be kind of fun. I'm going to make it like a rubber ducky. You know, that might be even more fun on that way. So I'm going to grab one of these ducks here. I'm going to drag that over here. Okay. And then I'm going to go find a few baseball bats. And so I'm going to put in baseball clip art. So if you put clip art, that's just a quick way of getting a quick image art there. And so I'm going to find a fun baseball here. Let's see if I can find one that I kind of like. That's kind of a fun one here, but it's got a trademark over the top, so we don't want to grab that. And some bats. Oh, this will be kind of fun. I'm going to have these bats that cross over. So I've got those bats there. Okay, so I got my ducky, my bats. I'll go back to the internet here and find a baseball that I want. So I might be using, there's kind of a fun one there. Okay, so you get all the pieces that you want to use, all right? And see how it's got kind of white over the top of the background there? To get rid of that white, just take your magic wand. Now it's hidden underneath your quick selection tool, so if you can't see it, it's hidden underneath there. And just click on the white part and hit delete with your keyboard, the big delete key. Okay, and I'll do the same thing on this layer, Command D. On this layer with the bats, the same thing, delete, 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 and Command D anytime you have those marching ants. Okay, and same thing with my duck. I'm going to come in here and I click on there and get. Yeah, you can't probably see where, but I figured there was probably some white. Yep, there is. So Command D or delete and then Command D. All right, so now I've got all the parts and pieces I want to play with this logo, and I'm going to have to build some other things as well and some circles, but I'm just going to put the pieces here. Okay, now I need to type in the words Spencer right here. So I'm going to go to the Type tool, click once, and I'm going to put Spencer. Okay, because that's the town, Spencer, Idaho. So I'm going to hit Command T and drag that out. Now I just put that in Helvetica, which is pretty good. Now this Fresno back here has been kind of pulled out and it's a little bit heavier type font. So to change the type font, I'm just going to go drag across Spencer there. And right here you've got your type fonts. Now you've got so many to look at. There's almost too many to look at. It's kind of hard. So what I like to do is select your words and then select the type up here. So it's all selected just like that. And then use your arrows. Your arrow key on your keypad where you can scroll through and try to find some fun font that you want to use. And you want to use kind of some blocky and exciting and, well, easy to read. You don't want to use some of these with the serif on them and things. So cruise through these real fast and find a good font. There's a good one right there. Now Spencer's kind of a westerny town, so I'm going to use this westerny type font. And this puts some space like this Fresno spread out. So right here in my character toggle, now if you don't have this on your screen, here's where it's at. I'll put it away so you can see. Right here's the character toggle. So you just click on that and it brings it up. And you can move this anywhere you want. And right here it says this is in Playbill. That's the name. And then if you want to spread it out, it's right here. So I can click here and I can put in like 75 and it spreads it out. Or I can just click right here and just pull. And that spreads it out. Okay. So I just kind of pull it out there and things. Now, I've got a little funny thing going on here with my my computer. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in 200 and see if that works. Good. I don't want to spread out too much. Command T, I can spread it out more what I want. See, if you spread it out too much, it's hard to read. So that looks nice. Okay. Then I want to put a box around it. So to put a box around Spencer, now if this bear is bothering you here in the background, I can always take it and turn the opacity down even more. I just need it just for sizing purposes, okay, and where things should go. Okay, I'm just using it just as a base, an idea builder. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Spencer here. I'm going to build a box around that. Now how to do a box? Make a brand new layer. So you've got a blank layer, and then you're going to take your rectangle tool, rectangle marquee tool, and click and drag a box. And then see the marching ants going around? I'm going to add a stroke onto that. So you go to Edit, Stroke, and I'll put in like 30 pixels. Hit OK. Good, nice square, Command D, and I've got a nice box around that. All right, so I got to that point. Now I need to put in here the rubber ducks. I'm going to put rubber ducks, okay? So I'm going to go to my Type tool, click once. Just type it, doesn't matter what type font now, because it's going to do that same playbill. I'm going to put rubber duckies. Okay, the Spencer rubber duckies, okay? And I don't want to use that same type font, so I'm going to pick a real cool font like this. So again, select over that and start scrolling through. That's a fun one right there. Command T, stretch it up, stretch it over. Okay. Now I'm not going to go as big as that Grizzlies because I've got more letters there. And you don't want to get too tall. It's hard to read. So just kind of spread it out as best you can like that. Good. So I've got the Spencer rubber ducks. It's kind of in a fun there. Now I want to kind of make it rubber ducks instead of being so straight. I want to make it kind of curved. And so select it. On yours, if you don't want to do this, it's fine. But I'm going to select it and click on this Warp Type tool right here. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to do it as a fish. No, I'm going to do it as a flag. Nice. Okay, but I can change this. I can go. I want this. I want this. I can kind of change it. I don't want it quite as much. I just want to kind of like this. So it looks like a flag, kind of flying in the wind there. Check mark. Okay. Now I want to get it a color. All right. So I'm going to just go, this is really easy. Go to the effects of the rubber duckies right there. Go to the effects and do color overlay. Now it automatically will put it into a color. Oh, and by the way, I just got here, I just went to Duckies and it puts it in that dark gray. It's a default there. Just if it defaults, usually it defaults to red, but it defaulted to gray. It doesn't matter. Just go change it. Now I'm going to put that in a yellow for being a yellow rubber ducky. So I'm going to find a nice, fun duck. Now if I want to find the same color as the duck, instead of going here, go up here to the duck. Click. I found that perfect same color. Look at that. All right. Now I want to add a white stroke around that. So I go to stroke right here in the same effects layer style, and I'm going to add a stroke, but instead of black I want white. So right here, white. Okay. Hit OK. Now if I look back on this grizzly one here, it's got a white stroke but then black around it. So to make black around it, I can't go down and add a effects of stroke right now because it's already stroking white around it. So I need to flatten rubber duckies with that stroke on there to do a black one around it. So hit OK. Right click on the blue part, right click. I can't pull this over, you can't see this very well, but you got to rasterize the styles. I wish I could show you that. I can show you this, I think. I'm going to pull Photoshop over here a little bit so you can see it. There we go. Right click, and then we want to come here and say rasterize the layer style right there. Rasterize it. That will trap it all together like that. Then hit effects, and then do stroke again. And look, there's the black stroke on the outside of that. Kind of beef it up, kind of like they did there in the background. Okay. Move tool. Now I want to put Spencer in that white block over the top of rubber ducky, so pull it down underneath. Okay, and then I'm going to put Spencer on top, and this box right here, I want to fill it with white. So I just come here, just go like that. I'm going to take my paintbrush and put white on top, not black. I want to flip those to white. Okay, so it's white. All right, see. And I'm going to, with a bigger brush. Now to make a bigger brush, just use your bracket keys. Okay, I got to pick a nice round brush there, not so big. So bracket keys to make it bigger. I'm just going to paint that in. Command D. Okay, so I've got Spencer. Now I'm going to pull this over a little bit. I need to pull this over right here. I'm going to put Spencer over here a little bit. Okay, got it. Okay, so I've got, now I'm thinking, yeah, it looks kind of cool over the top of it. Or I could make rubber duckies on top of it. Let me see which one I like better. I think on top. So I'm going to pull this down. Good. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to put this rubber ducky where that bear is. Now again, if that bear is bothering you, you just turn it off. And we're starting to build this logo already here in rubber ducky. Now I can change this rubber duckies a little bit. I can hit Command T, and I can click on this warp tool right here. And I can make this rubbery, which of course with rubber ducks, it's even more fun. I'm going to make it kind of fun and squishy and loud and underneath and up. Still want to make it readable. So it's just fun to play with that. Okay. Now, so I've got the Spencer rubber duckies. It's a little hard to read, but it's still kind of fun. I want to put these bats back behind somewhere here. I think on top. Those would be kind of fun in there. And that baseball maybe right here. I'm going to take that baseball and, oh, that's the ducky. Oh, I got to get the ducky involved here. Command T. Check mark. Okay, so it cleans it up here a little bit. Okay, the Spencer rubber duckies right there. Okay, good. What would be fun is to put more than one. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to duplicate this layer right here. So just right click, duplicate layer, hit OK. Now I've got two ducks. Okay. And I'm going to hit Command T, and I'm going to flip this duck over. Now I could do it this way and just flip it over, okay? Or I can just right click and flip horizontally. So I've got two rubber ducks. Check mark. So I've got these twin rubber ducks there, and I'm going to put the baseball. Now how I got the baseball logo is I just hold down Command and click on the item, and it selects the right layer, but the baseball's in this layer. If I want to even name this layer, I can just double click layer 1 and call it baseball, so I always know which one's the baseball, because it's hard to see it, it's so small down here. So it's kind of fun to have maybe that in their eyes. I can put it up above, I can put it down here. Probably down here is best, so I'm going to take this and put it right on top. And so I've got these fun bats here. Now again, if I want to name this, I just find that right layer, double click, and I can call this bats, so I remember which one the bats is. Command T. I can make these bats bigger or whatever I want to do with them. And before I even start this tutorial, I never even thought about rubber duckies. That's what's funny about this. And it's not even that cool, probably. It's a little bit childish, but it's still kind of fun. Now I'm going to go back to this rubber ducky. I'm going to hit Command T. I think it's a little bit too big. So I'm going to hold down Shift so it constrains it. I'm going to put these a little bit smaller up here. Then I've got to do the same thing with this one. Let's find that layer, or you can go find it, or hold down Command and click right on it so it selects the right layer. It's a quick tool to do that. And then make this one smaller as well. Hold down Shift, so if you don't, you're going to squish and squash a duck. And it's rubbery. It's kind of funny. Okay, so I got the Spencer rubber duckies there. Okay, and already it's a logo. I mean, it's already kind of fun already. It's got the baseball on there. Now, if you want that baseball to go back behind this bat, but in front of this one, just erase that baseball layer. Just erase it a little bit. So take the eraser, and then just kind of erase it, and use a hard one, not a soft brush, but a hard one. Just be real careful just to make it look like it's kind of over the top of that one, but under that bat. That is cool. Okay, so I've got the Spencer rubber duckies, the names on there. I've got the rubber duckies the way I want. This one's a little bit small. I'm going to pull this one up a little bit bigger, just to match it a little bit bigger there. I'm kind of a perfectionist. Okay, now I want to put a stroke around everything. Okay. And that'll look good. I might even want to put black in here. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to make a new layer and kind of put it down below here, and then just take your paintbrush. I'm going to put black on top, so I'm going to flip this back to top, and I'm going to paint black right down here. I think that just looks better. Okay, so it kind of gets it all in there just nice. Okay, and then I want to add a stroke around everything. Now here's the trick how to do it. Okay, I'm going to grab the baseball, hold down Command, the bats, Spencer, layer, that's that white layer, rubber duckies, this duck, and this one. We'll leave the grizzlies alone because we don't need that one anymore. Okay, just those, don't get the background, just those, and right click, okay, and right click and say merge those layers down. So now they're just on top of everything. I'm going to throw away this grizzly one. I'm done with it. See, we use this one as an idea builder. Done, gone. Go back to this one here and hit Effects. Stroke. This is the last thing to do. And it's going to stroke the whole thing. Now, I don't want to stroke it in black. It kind of looks pretty good looking at it, but I'm going to do it in green or something more offsetting than yellow. Okay, so click Color, Green. Just so it adds some different color. And maybe green's not the right color to use with those, but for some reason I'm just kind of liking that green. All right, now notice here between those duckies we've got a little bit of white. All right, hit OK. So we got that little bit. So to erase that, just take your magic wand, click on that, make sure you're on this layer, click on that white, hit delete, and it will fill in that green automatically. So now that stroke goes all the way around the whole thing. It looks fun. Spencer rubber duckies. I've made a exciting logo using that Fresno Grizzlies as a idea builder, and I've built a funny minor league baseball team logo out of a place that has 5 people that lives there year round. Keep having fun building designs.